Hello, everybody. We are live, and I'm sorry for the delay. I was eating, and I thought I might as well finish my meal because I didn't want it to get cold. I hope you forgive me. Hello, Helen. How are you today?
Hello, Zdenek. I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, the weather's good.
The weather is
Everything is
good.
okay. Mm.
Everything is okay. Excellent. Okay, so this is our second live lesson on YouTube, isn't it?
The first one on YouTube, the other one, the second
Yeah.
time we're going live, but the first one was only on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. It's just a different platform. Yeah. The idea is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we've got an English class, an English lesson, um, and there are some people watching us. So everything we say could be used against us. No pressure, no pressure at all. Yeah. As I said to you before we started, before we went live, the pressure is all on me because I'm the teacher. If something goes wrong, everyone can blame me. Yeah. Um, Yeah, that's that. But just to remind everyone, what kind of method are we going to use? I think by now everybody knows, but let's just remind people who are watching first time.
We will be using the Dogme method,
Mhm.
which is based on improvisation. The language is coming from me, and along the
Yes.
way you improvise and you're trying to correct me,
Yeah,
spot fossilized grammar mistakes I make,
that's right. I correct you
and
on the spot, and that's it.
yeah.
And I'm dealing with what's called emerging language. So whenever I hear
Mm.
some interesting language, something worth looking into, and something worth sort of analyzing and picking apart, then I might spend more time on it, and we could, come up with more examples. We could even have some questions from our viewers here. We could answer these
Mhm.
questions, get them involved as well. Sometimes I'm terrible at multitasking, so Helen, if you can, sometimes if you could just take a peek at the comment section, and if there's something interesting, you can answer that question or respond to it in any way you want. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube, but I also happen to be live here on Instagram, and I do apologize to Instagram people because they can see me kind of from the side. I'm not looking at them directly. I'm not sort of facing them, which might be a bit weird, but I'm doing this because I just want to tell you guys, you Instagram people, that the best way to watch this live lesson is to go to my YouTube channel, Teacher Zdenek YouTube channel. It's happening right now as you watch this, and if you watch this later on Instagram, you can also watch the lesson on YouTube because YouTube automatically posts it the second the live stream finishes. Yeah. So if you want to see my student as well, you might as well go to the YouTube thing. Anyway, here we are, Helen. So tell us
Uh,
something about yourself that we don't know. Tell us a secret.
I'll tell you something that is not a secret.
Okay.
Um, but have you noticed which day we are today?
Have I noticed what day
Which
it is
day?
today? What day
Yeah,
it is today? Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Yeah, it's the 14th of July. Oh, is should it be significant in any way? Isn't that 14th of February like the Saint Valentine's Day or something? Isn't it like, yeah, aren't we like 6 months away from the Saint Valentine's Day or 7 months away? Is that it?
It isn't in any way Saint Valentine related. It's
Okay, thank God. Thank God for that,
France,
because I'm not a
France
big fan.
related.
Is it France related? Oh, is it the fall of Bastille? Is it when
Yeah,
the French Revolution, the Great French Revolution, started in 1789? Am I right?
something like that. I'm not good at history.
Yeah, the fall of Bastille, I think. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Okay.
Overseas, it is called Bastille Day.
Bastille?
Bastille,
Bastille. Okay.
Bastille. It is celebrating the fall of Bastille.
Right. So that's how the French Revolution started. The Great French Revolution, one of the greatest revolutions in history, I would say. And that
Yeah,
revolution had a lot of impact on any upcoming revolutions in Europe as well, I think, right? Didn't it?
I suppose I can tell you anything
don't know.
more on that subject.
I don't know myself. But okay, so how do you celebrate it in France then?
In France, there are oh, jeez, I forgot every word. There are
every single
parades,
word.
military parades and discourse and fireworks, parades with all the military stuff, jets, chars, the cavalry, and stuff like that, and fireworks.
Is it a national holiday?
Yeah, it is. Of course, it is a national.
It is. Of course, it is. How long? So has it been a national holiday ever since the? I'm just trying to figure out where I put this phone. Okay, that's better. Has it been a national holiday ever since the revolution then? Or
I have no idea when this thing started.
You were not alive, most likely, at that point.
Supposedly.
Not yet. Okay. And so it's a national holiday, and there are celebrations in the street. Like, is it especially in Paris, or is it all over the country?
The Paradise Guest is in Paris, but there are fireworks everywhere in France. They are usually done the day before, on the 13th, not the 14th.
On the
13th of July.
So first, second, carry on. First, second,
and the
go on.
Second, third, fifth,
third.
Sixth.
Wait.
13th.
That's better, yeah. So
13th, and not the 14th.
You have to pronounce the th, yeah.
I already have trouble making the difference between 13 and 14. I was so proud I didn't mess it up. And I forgot the floor.
There is more to it, as you can see, yeah. So that's something we can look into later on. We can look into it a little bit more later on. I just thought I might as well record you on the spot there, if you don't mind. Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about. So fireworks, yeah. What else?
That's about it.
Okay, but you are from Grenoble, right? So how big is it in Grenoble, which is a different city from obviously your capital, Paris? Is it the same there, or less intense? Less low budget? Is it more low budget or something like that? No?
There's a great firework in Grenoble that attracts a lot of people. A little bit less people this year.
Yeah.
But it usually attracts a lot of people, this firework.
Okay, so when is it at its peak? Is it in the evening? Is the most important event in the evening, or has it been over the whole day, or how is it? When is the main event, or the main sort of the main highlight of the day?
The firework is in the evening, of course.
Yeah, that's what I would expect, because then you can see better in the sky, right? You can see everything in the sky.
Of course.
Right, it makes more sense.
I'm not aware if there anything else done during that day.
Yeah. Okay, and what about you personally? How do you celebrate it? Do you celebrate it at all?
I don't.
You don't celebrate it. So do you have a particular reason for not celebrating it, or why are you ignoring it, or do you not care enough, or what's your position on that?
I guess I'm not that patriotic.
Okay.
Don't really care. So remember, there's all the show of all the military forces, and I'm not really fond of all those celebrations as well.
Of all what? Sorry.
Of all those celebrations.
Celebrations. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, do you have to be patriotic? Do you think most people who celebrate this are patriotic, or could it be that there's just some people are just looking for a reason to get drunk, or just to just do something different? Or do you think everyone that attends this kind of event has to be by nature patriotic?
There's a little bit of everything, I suppose. People like any reason to celebrate,
get
maybe
together.
some might get together. Yeah,
socialize.
Yeah, it's a way of socializing as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Being proud
of who you are, where you come from. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but for you, it doesn't really. Doesn't do much, right?
What caught my attention was about fireworks, and I discovered that there are silent fireworks. They are not really silent, but less noisy.
Why?
To avoid, from several reasons, avoid distress in pets, dogs, and wildlife, as birds can be badly disturbed with the very loud noises. Children's, which can damage their hearing, and the elderly as well. And discovered there is a town in Italy who banned the regular fireworks in order to replace them with the silent ones.
I know you are a vegan, but isn't this like trying to make a vegan sausage? I'm sorry, it's a strange analogy, yeah? But it's like when you are trying to create a vegan sausage, like, what's that about? Just call it something different. Is it still fireworks if there is no noise and no light? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does it work?
Would you mean you wouldn't enjoy a firework which is not noisy?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's vegan related or not harming pets with loud sounds. Are we talking about fireworks or about veganism?
I was trying to find some kind of analogy so I could compare the two, yeah. And I know you're a vegan, and I totally respect vegans, and I personally really like the vegan.
You better have.
I really like it. I like vegetarian food and vegan food. But what I really find silly, and I'm sorry, but I don't understand it. Why there are things like a vegan sausage and vegan salami and vegan chicken, and I just don't get it. It just boggles my mind. It's just weird. I don't think this is necessary. Yeah? I think it's some kind of a marketing trick or something, manipulating the crowds. Like, you will never eat this vegan food unless it's called a sausage, because then it will remind you of a sausage, just because it's what it is called. It tastes completely different, obviously, but it looks like a sausage. I don't know.
There's several reasons to eat. Short I. Sorry. But we were talking about food.
Oh, several reasons to eat, or there are several reasons to eat. Nice one, Helen. Nice one.
The first one that comes to my mind is that most vegans were non-vegans most of their lives.
Really?
And
including yourself. Including yourself.
Including myself, of course. I've been vegan for something like 4 years. And it means that 42 years of my life I were non-vegan. And a lot of people just miss it. We were accustomed to this way of life, way of eating. And it's not natural for us to try to reproduce it with product we will not harm any form of living creature. There's another reason that some people who are not accustomed to this way of eating might more easily try these new foods if there is something that looks maybe not tastes, but looks at least the same as what they are used to. There are many reasons, and the third one is, why not? Why is it so disturbing for non-vegan to?
I'm not saying it's disturbing. I just find it a bit silly. Yeah, I just find it a bit silly. But I guess I understand the reasons behind it as well. Yeah, what you are saying kind of makes sense. Yeah. But for me personally, it doesn't make much difference. Like if it looks like a sausage or it doesn't, no difference for me at all. So I don't get it. But anyway, so you mentioned something quite interesting in what you were talking about. When you said that the loud fireworks sometimes do harm animals, right? So in what way and why does it happen?
What way? Obviously they don't enjoy the firework for itself, and there's just a loud noises that came from out nowhere. They can get completely started, cross the road, get hit by cars. Flocks of birds can get completely disturbed and get into hidings. Can cause for wild animals to same way to get distressed, you cross the road, get hit by cars or on the roads. This kind of stuff.
So it puts them in danger, right?
Yeah. They can have a lot of disagreement. I've read that the day in the US, the day after the 4th of July, where they're celebrating with a lot of fireworks, the day after the vets have a lot more works with all those animals with a lot of different ailments because of the fireworks. So it might be meaningful to think of making it less noisy.
Yeah.
The counterpart of those silent fireworks is that they cannot be launched as highly as regular ones. So it's.
What do you mean? Could you elaborate on that?
For
what do you mean
crowds,
by that?
For large, it would work for small crowds, for small meetings, but really very big meetings, there won't be much to see. No.
Right.
Do you
so
get my point?
I see what you mean. So that's one like drawback, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For now.
Okay. Pardon?
I've just said just for now. The technology are always evolving, so maybe one day they will be as good.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Until they figure it out, and you will be able to launch fireworks from your smartphone very soon. Just click. It will work on. It will be an app. It will be a mobile phone app, and you will just click something, and there will be there will be something coming out of your phone, and it will produce noise and light.
Isn't there already smartphones who are making coffee?
I don't know.
Or not,
It's possible.
or not yet.
Shouldn't that be robots? Yeah, it's probably
Maybe.
some kind of robots can do that. Yeah. Well, you have a coffee machine in the first place, right? That's kind of like a.
But
Yeah, I'm sure you can operate the coffee maker with your or coffee machine with your smartphone these days. Absolutely, or with your Alexa app or something like that. I'm sure that's possible.
Yeah, my connected coffee machine might exist.
Yeah.
But when you're on the go, it would be convenient to have a smartphone with those the coffee as well. It does everything. Yeah. So
exactly. Okay, we have got very interesting. We've got a very interesting comment from one of our viewers who is watching us live. Vlad says that the same thing in Ukraine, but on New Year's Eve, animals are suffering. Fireworks are a rudimental thing from the past. Okay. Right. So it means like it's like basic. It's very basic. It's a basic thing from the past, and we should be better than that. I think that's the point that Vlad is making here. I agree with you, Vlad, completely. I think Helen is with us as well, isn't she? Are you with us, Helen?
Things might evolve, yeah.
No, are you on the side of animals, or would you rather? Is it right for people to have this option or whatnot to produce fireworks and launch fireworks?
Noise related, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always interesting to explore new possibilities, and we all, to be honest, we all suffer from those fireworks, from all this noise. It's barely.
Yeah, but we don't care about it.
It's hard.
We like to harm ourselves, don't we? We don't care. But the animals don't have a choice, right? We have a choice.
Yeah.
We have a choice. We don't have to attend these events. We don't have to be there most of the time, unless we live in a big city, and then we might have to use some earplugs or something. But most of the time we have a choice, but animals don't, right? That's the difference.
Yeah, you were talking about veganism just a few minutes ago.
I mentioned it.
And, and that's exactly an argument we are putting on the spot regularly. Animals eat one another. But usually they just kill what they need for food. They have to, but we have a choice. And vegans, they decided to take that choice.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's the difference between humans and animals. I'd say that I think we are more. What am I even trying to say, Helen? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I guess animals are driven by instinct. Yeah, most of the time. But you don't have like I don't know a dog. I don't know a single dog who would just decide one day, that's it, I'm gonna go vegan from now on. I'm not gonna eat any meat, no matter what you give me, no matter how good it smells. I will stop eating meat just because I want to be different, or just because I know it's healthier for me. I have never heard of a dog like that, because I think, why is that? Is it because
I can say something the other way around. Have you ever seen a lion in the savannah? What's the killing? Is it gazelle? Is it an English word?
Yeah. I'm just gonna check the pronunciation, but it should work. Yeah.
Not killing just one, but 2, 3, 4, 6 of them, keeping them away, and sell them to any animals who would want it?
No, not yet.
So,
right. So we're just more advanced.
It goes both ways.
humans are just more advanced life form. We just do things that animals are not able to do, right? Like to barter, for example. I don't know. Is it possible that some monkeys could do that? Like, could a monkey give someone a banana in order, like, to get some kind of service from the other monkey? Would this be possible? Because I don't know. I don't know. It might have happened already.
Probably never heard of that. But yeah, we have this capability as humans to consume more than we need.
No, that's right.
And
yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Is it because we are greedy?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I would say. All right, Ra. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it correctly. Ra is from India, and I will say they because I don't know whether it's a he or she. They say that it's the same thing in India. Diwali, festival of fireworks, causing too much air pollution. Oh, okay, so it's another aspect. Air pollution. That's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debris falling.
Yep.
They can be dangerous when you come too close to them.
Absolutely. We've heard it many times.
The security is not made well enough. It can be fire starting, stuff like that. People getting hurt.
Yeah.
It already happened.
It happened many times in the past. Some people lost their limbs because of that, right? And hurt their eyesight and things like that, like terrible stories. Yet, it doesn't prevent people from doing it again. We just never learn, do we?
It seems we have to learn the same lessons many times before learning.
We do.
But we do learn. Let's...
Yeah, but we only learn the hard way, right? If it happens to someone else, it has to happen to us. Otherwise, if it happens to someone else, we often think we are invincible and immortal and nothing can happen to us, right? That's something that I see every single day. Until it happens to you or to someone you care about, and then you might change your perception of this. But
definitely it doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Helen, let's get into some language. I've been making notes here. If that's okay with you. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff to discuss. Sometimes related to pronunciation, because as we know, your vocabulary and grammar is, as we say, top-notch. I'd say top-notch. You use a lot of very advanced, high-level vocabulary. A little bit envy you because you're French, and I mean I know a lot of words are similar in French and in English actually.
Some of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
It's mainly C2 vocabulary that is similar to French, but it's also a trap. But because sometimes the meaning is slightly different, but
and the
just
pronunciation
slightly.
is different too. Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. Yeah,
and like just slightly different. And
you mentioned something interesting.
Tricky.
It is tricky. You mentioned that it's like C2 vocabulary, which is like the super high level advanced English. But that's kind of like cheating because most French people, they know this C2 level, the highest level vocabulary, better than they know some phrasal verbs, which would be lower level vocabulary. Yeah? So for example, the word to commence, to commence or terminate or something like that. These are French words, right? Commence, no?
Commence to comment something.
Yeah, like to start something. Is that a basic French word, or am I getting this completely wrong?
Start commence. And I've never used that in English to commence, but yes, it's
is it in French? Is it in French?
It's a French word, of course. It's a basic French word.
Yeah, and terminate as well, right? Terminate.
Terminate, yes. It's a French word. But it's a trap as well. I guess that some French people might use this advanced vocabulary in casual conversation, and it won't work because it will really sound really weird.
I think maybe some native speakers will get it, but the thing is, most non-native speakers have to use English with other non-native speakers. For example, if they work in an international company or something like that. So you are completely right. It's actually a big problem. So maybe somebody knows the word terminate, but they can't remember the word end or finish. And that's a problem, because the word finish and end is much higher frequency word. And that's something you should definitely master before knowing the word terminate. Yeah. And the same with begin, start, and commence, which would be a good alternative for that. But it's like, and also we should say this. It's also to do with register. So formality of the language. Yeah. So it would be just weird if we went to a pub to have a drink or something with a few friends, and then we would speak like that. Instead of saying I started a new job, we would say I commenced a new job or something. Like, it just doesn't sound right. Yeah. I finished my relationship. I broke up with someone, or I finished. I finally finished my report. I terminated my report. Nobody would say it like that, So, yeah, it depends on the register as well.
Hopefully, all the English words I know are not related to the French language, and hopefully I know some real, not real, but English rooted, maybe words and not French rooted words in English. Hopefully I know for both.
No, you're doing a great job. It's just really interesting for me as a teacher to analyze all my students' English, because that's why I prefer teaching different students of different nationalities, from different countries, because it makes my job much more exciting than it would be if I just taught students from my country, for example. Yeah, and I can see all these differences. I can see that you use slightly different words, and certain words are easier for you to use. Like, you use the word parade. Actually, it's pronounced parade. It's one of the things I wanted to get into. I've checked it. It's pronounced parade, apparently. Yeah, parade. So you already know this from French, and that makes it easier for you to say it in English. Or garage, or garage, the same thing, right? It comes from French. So before we carry on with the language that I sort of highlighted for us, let's deal with some comments that we have here. False friends. That's a good term as well. It's like a linguistic term. False friends. Do you know what false friends are, Helen?
Yeah.
So,
words that sound the same, look the same, but that doesn't mean the same between two languages.
Sound the same. I'm not sure if they sound the same, but it's like words.
Sometimes they're very similar. They look
similar. Yeah, they look similar, or maybe sound similar. But it's like, as you said, it's a trap. Basically, for example, to give you an example, okay. There's a word, but I don't know if this is a good example, but it happened to me during my university studies. I went to an exam, and then I used the word interpunction, because we have, in my language, we say interpunkce, and then I use the word interpunction, but it's just a false friend. The word is actually punctuation, right?
Yeah.
Or another typical one is sympathetic. People think that sympathetic means nice, because in a lot of languages, I think in Spanish there's the word simpático or something like that, and it means like nice, right? But actually in English it means something different. Yeah. It's like you have empathy for someone. When something bad happened to someone, you can kind of feel for those people, right? When something bad happens to them. So that's when you are sympathetic. Anyway, you wanted to mention one, Helen?
A simple one. There's a word in French that sounds like bag. but it doesn't mean something to carry things. It's a ring.
Bag.
Yeah, a bag.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah.
So it's also a
It
false
isn't
friend.
spelled. It isn't spelled the same, but it sounds the same.
Yeah. Right. So the idea here is that we have friends. Friends would be words like garage, and in French, how do you pronounce it in French?
Garage.
Garage. Yeah, garage. Garage. So that's a good friend. Like this works. So it's
good.
Yeah. But then you have words which look really similar, sound similar, as you said, but the word has a different meaning, and that's when you sort of you can mess it up as well. So it's always good to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and use the dictionary whenever you can, basically. I'm just looking at some more questions here. Is this live stream a part of Dogme method? It's a live lesson. Okay, I'm teaching Helen. Yeah. This is the kind of lesson I do with usually high-level students, that it's based on a conversation. Often it's very personalized. We talk about things that my students are interested in, or that sort of have happened to them, or something like that. And then we sort of pick out the language from the conversation and we analyze it. And I notice some errors, some mistakes, or look for ways it could the way the students expresses themselves could be sort of improved. Yeah. So that is my job as a teacher, and that's what we are doing here. I'm selling vegan hot dogs with my food bike in Grenoble, and I often. Oh, it's your friend Melina. She's your friend.
Yeah, she's my friend.
You invited your friend, and I'm like, whoa, another person from Grenoble here. That's what a coincidence. Yeah. Well, it's not much of a coincidence. You just invited your friend, but she's not a false friend, right? She's a good friend.
Yeah, sure. Very good friend.
Oh, especially because she sells vegan hot dogs, vegan hot dogs. Okay. She sells vegan hot dogs, and she's oftentimes confronted with this question. I think, why shouldn't we have the right to eat traditional food that has the same function? Yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't have the right. I just find it a little bit weird. Maybe it lacks originality or something for me. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. It doesn't bother me up to the point that I would go crazy. So it's fine. What's this? Okay, more stuff about the hot dogs. And Vlad says homonyms. I'm not sure what you were responding to, but I think homonyms is spelled with Y, first of all, Vlad. And secondly, homonyms, I think it's something different, isn't it? Homonyms are words that, oh my God, I'm going to mess this up.
They can exist inside the same language. They're spelled.
Yeah.
No.
They are spelled the same. They are spelled the same, and they have a different meaning.
No. They sound the same. No, they sound the same, but they are spelled differently.
The same spelling or pronunciation, but different meaning. Yeah, I've just checked it. So the same spelling or pronunciation, but different meaning. Okay. So, for example, is words like, oh God. Why did I dig myself into a hole here, Helen?
I'm not sure this is it. I'm not sure this is it. I'm thinking of a very famous French, very famous French homophones like vert, which mean the color, the glass, the direction, and it's spelled differently, but it sounds exactly the same.
No, those are homophones. Yeah.
Homophones. Yeah. And what was
homonyms? We are talking about homonyms here.
Oh, so sorry, my bad.
No, don't worry, Vlad. Don't worry. I should handle this. I'm just always confused about this sometimes. I said always, sometimes. That's an oxymoron. Anyway, homonyms don't need to be pronounced in the same way. I think it's exactly the same word, kind of, which is spelled the same as well. Yeah, but they mean different things. No? Oh my God, Helen, what a disaster this. Homonyms. Okay, I'm gonna, because I'm trying to Google it on different places, but that's the problem. I have to use some kind of a reliable source.
Yeah, what I'm thinking about homonym, it's about people who have exactly the same first and last name. They can be referred as your homonym, but maybe just in France. I'm not sure it is used in English.
What that means. Don't know, Helen, but I've got an example here. Yeah? So we have got words like BOW, yeah? And to bow, that's what the Japanese people do when they greet you. They bow, yeah? Like this. I can't do it because the microphone is in my way. But and then you have a bow. You have a bow, you know. You have a bow as well.
There's
the
wind.
These two are spelled in the same way, pronounced differently, and they also mean something different.
There's the wind and wind up. This is pronounced differently.
Wind and wind, exactly. That's an or tear, a tear, and tear.
Yeah. I messed up the pronunciation, but got this one.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to get too bogged down with this, because I think it's possible that linguists have different because it's possible that homonyms is a bigger group of words, and then homographs as well as homophones are just some kind of a subgroup of this as well, you know. So I just don't want to go too deep here, but yeah, it's just terminology anyway. The most important thing is to be able to use this to understand the meaning, and you don't always have to know the terminology, right?
Luckily, yeah. It's very fortunate. We don't have to.
Yeah, I'm making
all the rules to use them, right?
I'm making excuses. I'm a teacher. I should probably know that. Okay. Now, what's we called ordinal numbers. By the way, I should share as always, I should share my screen. You Instagram people, if you're watching this live, you will not be really able to see this. That's why you have to go to my YouTube channel, Teacher Zdenek, and there you should be able to see this. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And okay, you should be able to see what I see now. Lesson notes, yeah? So, parades, yeah? Pronunciation, parades. Helen, parades.
Parades.
Yeah. Ordinal numbers. So how is this one pronounced?
First.
Okay, first. This one is?
Second.
Okay, this one. Is this even correct? Who wrote it there? Not me.
Third.
Third.
Fourth.
Okay, third. And then it's easy, yeah?
Fifth.
Easy.
Fifth.
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 Fifth. Fifth.
Fifth.
Fifth.
Fifth.
Go on.
Sixth. Seventh. 11th.
11th after 7th. Whoa, what happened there? You skipped a few.
8th.
What was it?
8th. 9th. 10th. 8th. 9th.
Yeah.
10th. 11th. 12th. 13th.
12th.
12th.
So I think it's
12th.
difficult. Some consonant clusters are difficult to pronounce, like
12th.
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 12th. 13th.
Carry on.
14th. 15th. 16th. 17th. 18th. 19th. 20th.
Right. Now, I just wanted to mention this because these ones are sometimes difficult. These ones. Yeah. How do we pronounce these?
20th. 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 30th. 40th.
No, that's actually not correct. So we need to focus on these, yeah? So repeat after me, Helene, yeah? 20th.
20th, 40th, 40th,
30th,
40th, 30th,
40th,
40th,
50th.
50th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. So it's like yth. There's like y sound there, right? 20th,
30th,
30th, 40th.
40th, 50th.
Yeah, it's just a bit. It sounds a bit irregular, the pronunciation. So just be careful, everyone. Okay, so then we have got. Oh God, I'm scared of this. I'm scared of this. So sometimes we have got words which are only in plural and are not really used in singular. But then there are then there are cases of exactly the same words which can be used in singular, but they have the different meaning. So what am I even talking about? Customs, like at the border, yeah, border customs. Customs officers,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Means the rule when you cross borders, but
yeah.
a custom.
But a custom, yeah.
It's more like a cultural thing.
Yeah,
is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, but we don't really use the word customs when we refer to that thing that happens at the borders in singular. We don't use it in singular, really, do we? I don't think so. And then, so here, fireworks. When you refer to that visual, what shall we call it? Visual display, some kind of visual display. Yeah, I think when you refer to the whole thing, I think it will be mostly in plural. It should be in plural, and it's a plural noun. So a plural noun means that it's not uncountable, but it's just in plural. Like jeans, jeans also, we don't say one jean. Like if you wear jeans, we say jeans. Do you say my jeans is, or do you say my jeans are?
My jeans are.
Right.
Even though there is just one jeans.
You can't say one jeans. You have to say a pair of jeans. Yeah. Even though it's just one, right? Kind of.
Yeah, it's the same
it's confusing.
thing with
it's confusing.
Scissors in French.
Scissors is another one. So these are plural nouns, everyone. Plural nouns, yeah. So we've got scissors, we have got jeans, and stuff like that. And I think one of them is also fireworks. Yeah. So I noticed sometimes you said firework. And I checked it, and technically, it also exists in English, but then you are not referring to the whole display, to the whole. Oh my God, what is this? Can you see what I see? Firework is a small container filled with explosive chemicals that produces a small container filled with explosive chemicals that produce bright colored patterns or loud noises when they explode. Yeah, but then, this is so confusing. So if you refer to the whole event, you would say fireworks. But you can also say something like a firework display. And if you mean like
to design a device.
If you mean like one thing, kind of, as well. So it's. I'm going to read some examples here. Yeah, I'm on the, Cambridge Dictionary right now. They let off a big firework as a signal that the festival had started. So I think they're just referring to one, So it was like a one occasion, one signal. So that's why you can say a big firework. But when you speak about like what's happening on the 14th of July in France, you would say fireworks. We do fireworks. Yeah. Do you refer to the whole thing? Does it make sense to you, Helen? Does it make sense?
Yeah, if it's countable, yeah, it makes sense.
It is a bit confusing, actually. This, I have to say. Okay, I've got some red sentences here. What caught my attention was about firework.
It isn't right. It doesn't sound
Yeah,
right.
doesn't.
Something about fireworks caught my attention. Is it better?
I think the problem is the word about here as well. Yeah.
Something.
What caught my attention was the fireworks. I would say what caught my attention was the fireworks.
Something about.
I think the problem I have here is,
something related to fireworks. Would it work?
Yeah.
But not about.
Or something regarded fireworks. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the problem is about is like redundant here. Now, what happened here, Helen? What happened here? What's wrong here?
It has to be in the passive form. Otherwise, they are sticking pens into their ears, and it's not the same.
No. You are complicating it. There is something very basic wrong with this.
Can have their hearing damaged. Can have.
Okay, so first of all, hearing, not hearings, yeah, because hearing is like one of the senses. Yeah, it's just a hearing. So it should be without S. But what about this? Why is it highlighted?
Yeah. Oh, it's a basic one.
It's a basic mistake, yeah. So what happened there?
Yeah. Children is already an irregular plural, and it shouldn't be with an S at the end.
Exactly. So there are some irregular plurals in English. Children.
I know that one. I keep doing this mistake.
I know. It was just what we call a slip, yeah? So I'm sure you know it. It just happened. Yeah, so we've got more irregular plurals like mice, some animals like deer. What else?
Deer. Is it right? It's Oda.
What's that?
Or is it always plural? When it's singular?
No, you can say one deer, two deer. Yeah, it's like this. Okay. One deer, two deer. One sheep, two sheep. The same with fish. One fish, two fish. You don't say fishes. You don't say sheeps. You don't say deers. You can say fishes if you mean different kind of fishes, but let's not go there. Let's not go there.
It's both countable and not uncountable. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. No, it's always countable. Like these are words which are always countable. They just have irregular plural. So one child, two children. Yeah?
Yeah, I know this one, yeah.
Actually also men. One man, two men. One woman, two women. Yeah, so these are the most common irregular plurals. One mouse, two mice. Except when it's the computer mouse, when apparently it could be mouses as well, But when you're referring to the animals, it should be mice. There's even a novel called Of Mice and Men. A famous. Is that a novel or is it like a novella? One of those. It's called Of Mice and Men. Now, deer, one deer, two deer. One sheep, two sheep. I know it sounds strange, but that's how it should be. And one fish, two fish, if you mean the same kind of fish. If you see like a number of fish in the pool and you want to count them, you would say, oh, there are 7 fish there. You don't say 7 fishes.
Same goes for advice and information. It's always
no. That's a really good. I'm glad you brought this up, Helene, because that's something different, because information and advice are uncountable nouns, They are uncountable nouns, so they don't have a plural form. So here we are looking at irregular plurals. So these are nouns. These are nouns that have plural. I can't type. Plural. What are you doing, Zdenek? Irregular plurals, they just... A regular plural is always S, right? One book, two books. Irregular plural is something different than S at the end of the word. And then you have words like information, advice, which do not have plural at all because they are uncountable. Yeah? So let's not confuse these two. Got it?
Right.
So basically, you cannot say one information to information. You cannot say it like that in English. You cannot say an information. You cannot say an advice. You have to say some
piece of advice.
Okay, let's get there as well. You can say some information. You can say, I have some information for you. I have some advice for you. Or I have also some news for you. There is a way to count it, as you said. Can you tell us? You mentioned it.
I mentioned a piece of advice.
Yeah. So it's like a workaround. Yeah. So it's like a workaround. A piece of advice, 2 pieces of advice. That's possible. You can do that, of course. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention this good sentence that Helene used. I really like this. There is no mistake here. I just thought it was good example of good English. I've been a vegan for 4 years. So this means that when did it start? When did you become a vegan, Helene? When you say it like that?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Yeah.
It started and for the whole period. The last 4 previous years, it has been the case.
That's right. So it's like this present perfect, that good example for present perfect. Something started 4 years ago and is still happening. Yeah, I've been a vegan for 4 years. But why did we use here? And it means for 40 years I was a non-vegan. Why did we use past tense here? Why is it not present perfect here?
Present perfect is used to refer or events that happened not so long ago, but 4 years. It is
Wait. I'm confused.
No.
I will ask you in a different way. Yeah. Why can't we say for 40 years I have been a non-vegan? Why do you say I was and not I have been?
But good question.
Simply
because it's no longer the case.
That's it. It's finished.
Yeah.
It stayed in it's in the past, and it has nothing to do with the present anymore. And it's clear from that sentence that this was in the past. It's clear from the previous clause that that's something that was even before you became a vegan, right?
Just a quick remark. If there's some more people than just Melina who are listening, in French there's a mnemonic to remind it. It's pomme de terre, past, dated, and terminated. Passé, daté, terminé. It is to use the past simple. It has to be in the past. It has to you have to know when it happened, and the action has to be finished. And it's the initial of potato in French.
Okay. All right. Well, I believe you, Helene. I have known you for long enough to believe that what you are saying is true, because I have no idea of checking this, everyone. I'm sorry.
If you ever have any more French students,
yeah, I will ask them to listen to this part of the video. Yes, sure. All right. So we will have to wrap it up soon. So I've got a few more things here. This is to do with pronunciation, Helene. Yeah. Can you please focus now and try to pronounce this word correctly for me? Some people were not
accustomed.
There's something not right about that.
Some people were not
No,
accustomed.
you are. It's fewer syllables. It's only 3 syllables. Try to pronounce it with only 3 syllables. 3 syllables.
Accustomed.
Yes, accustomed. Accustomed. Yeah? So you were adding something there. You were adding something. This syllable is stressed. Yeah, accustomed. Cust is stressed, and then it's
accustomed.
Just accustomed. Yeah. Yeah, I think you were accustomated. There is not even any mated. There's no mated here. You see, so accustomed. Yeah, I think it's some kind of a fossilized error. How about this one? I also noticed you mispronounced this word.
Noises?
Yeah, it's fine. Noises. Yeah.
And how did I pronounce it?
I can't remember. I just wrote it down because whenever I write something in purple, that means the student mispronounces it. That's always what I always do with all my students. So I can't remember. Noises. Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to say that these were good examples of adjectives used for what were we describing? How animals feel when they experience fireworks. Yeah, they are disturbed, they are distressed. I just wanted to stress this out. Stress this. It's a really good. These are some good words basically to use. Yeah. And then you said the vets have a lot of works. Oh, this is a mistake, Helen. What's wrong with this?
A lot of work.
Yeah. So this is the problem, yeah. So we have got words like fireworks or even roadworks. Yeah. Another word is road.
This one is obvious. I agree. It should be work and not works.
Yeah. So there are some words in English which end with works, but you have to be careful because not all of them, because the word work, I have now there is a case where it could be works. I think when you are talking about what, for example, some books that somebody has written or songs that somebody has composed, then you could say what you can refer to that as somebody's works. I think, yeah. Let me check this, but I think that's the case. But when you mean activity involving physical effort, I don't think you should say works.
In this case,
no. In this case,
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I'm just checking it just to be sure.
It was a careless mistake. My bad.
Yeah, there's more meanings of the word works as well, but well, I think there are cases when you can use it in plural, but not when you mean that somebody has to do more because of something, right? You mean like I have a lot of work. They don't say works. Okay. And then I think this word counterpart. A counterpart of those fireworks is that they can't be launched as regular fireworks. I have a feeling that this word is not right here. You want to say
the downside?
The downside. That's a good one. Downside or drawback.
Yeah, that one too.
I can't think of anything else. The downside, one downside, a drawback. Counterpart.
Yeah, I haven't told anything about the advantages, and I'm just going to the second part of the clause, something like that. There is no balance in this sentence.
There's a word counterpart in English, and it's usually a person or thing that has the same position or purpose as another person or thing in a different place or organization. So technically, you could say that Macron, the French president, it's like a counterpart to the British Queen, technically. So it's like it's the head of the state, or the head of the country. It's like the counterpart. Not sure if I'm. Oh yeah, you could say that, because there is an example. The president will meet his Brazilian counterpart tomorrow. Yeah.
This one is a false friend. If it's right, it's a false friend.
Yeah. So that's the meaning of the word counterpart usually. All right. But you wanted to say downside or drawback or disadvantage even. Yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And I checked the pronunciation of the word gazelle for you, which is an animal, gazelle. And be careful about this one.
Debris?
Yes. Now you are. Debris. It's on debris. I'm gonna check because debris. So debris. The stress is on the first syllable. Debris. The problem is that the final S is silent. Yeah. Debris.
I haven't pronounced the S at the end.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, Helen, but we can listen. I could be wrong about this, but we can always listen back to this. But I think you did. But don't quote me on that, okay?
For everything else about pronunciation, I agree with you. But silent S at the end of the words.
Okay. I wouldn't have written it just because I didn't hear something, right? Okay, let's see. How about this one? Animals. How do you pronounce this word, Helen?
Eat.
Eat. Yeah. I sometimes notice that you say it, eat. You sort of sometimes misuse these two, right? Eat. Eat. It.
I'm well aware of that.
All right.
In practice, it's a little bit complicated, a bit more complicated. But I'm well aware doing this.
I know
making this mistake.
We all have something.
Regularly.
We all have something, Helen. So I know what you mean. Okay, well, that's it for the lesson. It went a little bit longer than expected, but that's because it's so cool to talk to Helen, because she's a very interesting person to talk to and to teach for sure. And
thank you, Zdenek.
Yeah, you're welcome. I generally like teaching high level students, so you are no different from that, really. And also, I haven't taught that many French students. I've taught a few, one here in the Czech Republic, one in London when I was, no, it was maybe more in London, about 3-4. But they were not one of the most prominent students in the language school that I worked for. Yeah, they were mostly Italians, Turkish students, and South American students. Helen is gone, so I think she couldn't take it anymore. I'm just joking. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Instagram people, for watching. And don't forget that we have got a Discord server that you can join and practice your English there. We organize regular events. So to get to this Discord server, you need to go to my website, teacherzdenek.com. And she's back. Hello, Helen. Welcome back. I thought you couldn't take it anymore. I thought you had enough. You had enough, so you just switched yourself off. I'm just telling people how they can join our Discord group, where Helen happens to be one of the moderators as well. And we've got some other cool event hosts there, like teacher Rod, the Brazilian teacher. You might know him from his own YouTube channel, and he has his event there. And then there is Manny, who does a cool event. There is Irena, who has a kind of a game. Monica does a game, and you can join all these events and be a part of it, and not just listen and watch like this. Like, this is passive for you. You are just passively watching what we are doing here, or listening to us. But in Discord, if you join that Discord server, you can get involved. You can actually speak to us there. So I highly recommend joining that server if you want to work on your English. And I also happen to have an English podcast called Zdenek's English Podcast. Again, there is a link on my website, teacherzdenek.com. Helen, any final words?
You've said it all.
I've said it all. Yeah. So protect animals. We should protect animals.
Protect our hearing.
Protect our hearing. Yeah. Don't get too close to fireworks. Don't overdo it with the celebrations, and keep learning English and enjoying it, I guess. Yeah.
Of course, it's enjoyable to learn English. Who would doubt it?
All right. Yeah. Not me. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Instagram people as well. Normally you would have two people talking to each other, but my Instagram is extra special. It's just me talking to someone, and you might be able to hear it because the phone is here. So they might be able to hear what you are saying. Hopefully that's how it works. I'm going to have to check. Anyway, I'll work it out one day because I want to be active on Instagram as well. But for now, it's just YouTube. All right. I've said enough. More than enough. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Zdenek. Bye-bye, everyone.
You're welcome. Bye, Helen.
Bye.